Al Weissman in a nutshell. In today's nutshell, we're speaking with and listening to the music of Kim Matsler of Amarillo, Texas. She's got a heck of a voice. And right now we're going to hear her sing The Road.
Left the tarnished trophy sitting on the shelf. Closed the door behind without the least regret. Grabbed the box of things she said that I would need, and I turned to leave. There's a piece about knowing where you're going, just to feel the road wind on, knowing all the time right there with me. You never leave me dry, never leave me dry. So catch me up where the road finds the sky. Find my steps to yours. Bring me alongside of you. There's so much more. The journey can wear a soul to nothing. I can make it now, 'cause home's over the hill. I wanna know when it's all through. It came down to trusting you. It came down to trusting you. There's a piece about knowing where to go, just to feel the road wind on, knowing all the time right there with me. You never leave me dry, never leave me dry. so much more.
Good evening. Are you finding your coffin a bit confining? Perhaps after a few hundred years of use, the hinges are coming unhinged, or the lining is coming unglued. Perhaps ground moisture is seeping into your cozy crypt. Call Vampire today, coffin tomorrow. Vampire has a full-time staff of carpenters ready for immediate response to your every need. Call us today and our operators will dispatch a crack team of carpenters same day to measure you for a new coffin. Your choice of materials inside and out, delivery guaranteed within 24 hours. Give us a call and you won't regret it. Ask about our super sarcophagus specials. We offer king-size coffins for you and that special cadaver in your life. Remember, call Vampire today, coffin tomorrow.
555-2300 Vampire.
Al Weissman in a nutshell. Just before that commercial, we heard Kim Matsler sing The Road. Extremely nice. Such a pleasure. We're going to continue interviewing Kim. Do you have any relatives who sing?
Al, I have one sister, and she's 2 years older than I, and she played piano. She still plays piano. And we had fun singing together. My dad was a musician. He had 6 brothers, and they would all get together, and one sister, and they would all get together and play instruments and sing. And I grew up in that environment, you know, where you could really take part and have fun with that. And my mother could sing. She didn't very often, but she had a great voice. And also I have 2 children who are very musically inclined and talented. My daughter plays mandolin and guitar and sings, and she's been in a couple of bands, and she really has a very pretty voice. And then my son is a songwriter and singer, and he's in a band, and yes, very musically inclined family. It's just a great joy and pleasure and fun to get to play music when we all get together at Thanksgiving or something. Well, everyone will get out their instruments and we'll play and sing, and it's just great.
Cool. Anything else on the subject of family
My
talent?
daughter's name is Amanda, and she, as I said, she plays mandolin and guitar and sings. And then her husband's name is Stephen, and he plays bass guitar. He plays the upright bass, and he also plays an electric bass in several bands. And they play some bluegrass and some old-time music and just have a great time. And I love to go and visit them because when I go there, they have friends come over and we sit out on the patio and play music in the moonlight. So that's always fun. And then our son David, as I said, is a songwriter, and he's written 3 songs that have been featured on the show The Sons of Anarchy. And so that's been an exciting thing that's happened. And my husband's name is Dan, and he can play the guitar but chooses not to. I try to encourage him to do that, but he says, you go ahead, I'll let the rest of you play. So he's wonderful about with electronics, and he's been a great support to us all, and he enjoys the music along with us.
That's really nice, and it's very cool that your son had 3 songs that were included in the show Sons of Anarchy. That's one heck of a musically oriented family. Now, you went to college. What did you study, and did you do any singing there?
Yes, I went to college, and I did not study music as a degree. I did take a music theory class, and oh my gosh, that was the hardest class I've ever had. It was very difficult, but I did not major in music.
Okay. Do you use any professional or personal preference material to keep your throat lubricated? This is a standard question that I ask to all my singing guests because, oddly enough, everybody uses something different. Some people use chewing gum, some people use professional throat lubricant. So I'm just kind of curious, what if anything do you do?
No, Al, I don't really have anything specific that I use for my voice other than just, I think it's so important to drink water. It's very good for your vocal cords to stay hydrated. I'm sure that you experience that a lot with having to speak and use your voice as much as you do. And so, yes, that's just important to drink a lot of water and stay hydrated.
Yeah, I find myself drinking a lot of high-quality H2O and Diet Coke during breaks between segments of the show and sometimes during songs. Among the various guests we've had on In a Nutshell, I found that preferences range, like I said before, from water to chewing gum to professional throat lubricants such as Clarity Honey and Lemon Professional Natural Vocal Throat Spray, something called Clear Voice to help keep the pipes lubricated. We had a voice instructor on the show one time who related that I think it was Paul McCartney who chewed gum to get his vocal juices flowing. Now we're going to hear Kim sing another song. So this is Kim Matsler singing I Know Where You've Been.
Through smoky glass you'll see what a morning glorious, a day that has no end. You'll see my face, dear friend. Don't look back at those old days, you know they've all been washed away like a vapor in the wind. Don't cry, 'cause I know where you've been. I've seen the web you're fighting in. I'll be everything you need if you'll drop the rope and take my lead. You don't have to be alone. You don't need to cry silent tears, 'cause I know where you've been. You hold them both inside, oh my little baby child. The answer and the need. It isn't what we first believed. Don't look back at those old days, you know they've all been washed away like a vapor in the wind. Don't cry, 'cause I know where you've been. I've seen the web you're tangled in, and I'll do everything I can if you'll drop the rope and take my hand. You don't have to be alone. You don't need to cry silent tears, 'cause I know where you've been. I know where you've been. I know where you've been. And I still love you.
Al Weissman in a nutshell. That was Kim Matsler of Amarillo, Texas, singing I Know Where You've Been. In today's Nutshell, we're talking with Kim Matsler and listening to her beautiful voice singing a few tunes for us. So let me ask you another question, Kim. Have you performed and or are you still performing publicly? And if so, what's the story?
Yes, I have performed publicly, sung at many, many weddings, and currently you can find my music on YouTube if you just search Kim Matsler. That's KIM MATSLER, and it will just bring up a number of songs there that you can listen to. And if you would like to have one of my CDs, you could simply send me an email at Matsler411 at sbcglobal.net, and I would be happy to get one to you, get your mailing address and get one to you, and that would be great.
Cool, very cool. Okay, now could you tell us who your favorite singing artists might be?
Who are my favorite artists? Oh my goodness, let's see, there are so many. I'm a Bob Dylan fan. I love his words, his lyrics. I think he is a true poet. James Taylor has always been one of my favorites. More recently, David Gray has a great voice, and I just love his songs. Coldplay is a wonderful rock band. I've always been a Paul Simon fan. Just, the list goes on and on. There's so many, I can't even name them all. I couldn't begin to.
Cool, okay. And is there any particular singer after whom you pattern your singing style?
You know, I don't know that I've really patterned my singing style after anyone in particular. I think it's just been an accumulation of different sounds that I've heard throughout my life, and also you have to go with what you have to work with. You know, your voice has a certain timbre to it, whether it's bold or you know, more subtle. I enjoy Nora Jones's music. I feel like my voice relates a little bit with hers. It's kind of that same timbre. So no, I don't guess I've shaped it after any one particular person. Just an accumulation of different voices that I've heard in my life. And back to the question about singing style, I guess the music style I would consider to be folk music more than any other genre. That mostly best describes what I do. And what folk music does is it tells a story, whether it's a simple story or an elaborate story. Nonetheless, it draws the listener in to feel like they're part of the story that's being told. And so that's why I like to consider myself as a folk singer, a singer-songwriter. And so I think that's a lovely genre to be part of.
I love it. I love it. Tell me this, are you for hire? If someone wanted you to perform at their wedding, bar mitzvah, birthday party, or whatever, are you interested in that? Plug yourself, website, phone number, or whatever.
Yes, I would say that I am for hire, aren't we all? In whatever it is we're doing. If you love something, you want to do it as often and as much as you possibly can. So, yes, I would love to sing at weddings and bar mitzvahs and birthday parties or anything else that someone would need a musician for. I come self-contained. I bring a keyboard or a guitar and vocals. I can bring along other people to play other instruments. So that would be wonderful. I've given you my email address. I'll repeat it for you one more time in case I didn't say it clearly before. It's Matsler411 at sbcglobal.net. And you spelled Matsler, Matsler. And as I said, you can find me on YouTube if you just search for Kim Matsler. And so that would be wonderful. I would enjoy so much to hear from anyone who needed me to do some music for them.
That's great. And I'm sure you're going to be hearing from some people. What are your plans for the future, first of all, including everything from planned performances to further education, etc.?
My plans for the future? Well, I plan to continue writing songs. I'm very passionate about that. I enjoy it. And so I do intend to do a lot more of that and do some more recording, performing any opportunity I get. I'm always anxious to do that. I also meet with some different groups of people, musicians, and we just jam together and play, and a lot of good productivity comes out of that. You know, anytime you get together with people and you play together and share ideas, that's always just a wonderful thing. And so I plan to do a lot more of that, and mostly writing, I would say. Yeah.
And what are your professional musical goals? short-term, long-term, whatever?
My musical goals would be just to continue with my instruments, spending as much time as I possibly can with my keys and my guitar and vocally, and just it's just a constant job to keep those going and try to perfect different things, different aspects that you realize that you need to work on, and just to keep writing.
Okay. Have you ever auditioned for American Idol? Is this something you'd like to do? Is it in your future plans?
No, I don't think I would ever audition for American Idol. For one thing, I know I'm past the age limit. But, and I don't know that they like folk singers very much, so there you go. But they have some really talented people on the show for sure. I don't have an agent or anything like that. I'm really just pretty much an unsigned artist, I guess is what you would say.
We like folk singers in a nutshell, so you're definitely welcome on this show. Kim, on behalf of myself, everyone listening to In a Nutshell, I want to thank you so much for coming on In a Nutshell today and for singing for us. It was so pleasant. It was really beautiful. It was really quite a pleasure to have you here today. You're welcome to come back to In a Nutshell anytime. We wish you the best of luck with your performing experiences and whatever you decide to do in your future. Thank you again.
Al, I just want to thank you again so much for having me and for giving me this opportunity to share my music with you and with your audience. It's just been a real pleasure, and I thank you so much.
Well, that was a fun interview, and we heard some great music, some real talent, and we are fortunate in that we've had many talented individuals in a nutshell, of course the most recent of which is Kim. And by the way, just as a reminder, her email address is matsler411 at sbcglobal.net. That's Matsler 411 at sbcglobal.net. And look for Kim Matsler on YouTube. We're going to take a little break here. We're going to let our supporters express themselves before they come banging the doors down. So we'll be back in a few minutes. Don't touch that dial.